Good morning, Sagittarius. How are you today? My name is Sherilyn, and I'm here to do your weekly tarot reading. This one is going to be for the 17th through the 20th of November. Monday through Thursday. I'll be back on Wednesday to do bonus readings to get you through the weekend, okay? All right, this one's going to be for my Sagittarius, Sagittarius, Sagittarius. Who? Sagittarius. No, I'm sorry. That tickles me when I do it. I don't know why. Okay, let's see what you got, Sagittarius. Where are we at? So what are you opening with? The Fool. That's a good card. It's a good card for anybody, but it's a really good card for you. That's all about you taking a leap of faith towards something new, and I like that for you. That's a good thing. All right, what do we have next? Okay, Ten of Wands. Me and my big mouth. No, I'm just kidding. All right, and then the challenge here is the Star card. So this is your recent past or your backstory. I have you with the Fool, as I said, trying to take a leap of faith. If you look at the way the cards are set out, which is hard to do from where you are, but oh well. The Ten of Wands is facing the other direction. So I feel like you are trying to take a leap of faith away from a burden or something that's been burdening you, holding you back or tying you down. That's what you're trying to leap away from here in the recent past. The obstacle or the challenge in this row is actually the Star card. So I think that you had something that was tying you down and making you feel very heavily burdened, something that was restricting you from being who you wanted to be or doing the things you wanted to do, okay? You opted to take a leap of faith away from this thing. When the Star card comes up in the challenge position, it makes me feel like you had a ton of hope and faith, right? But to your detriment, meaning that you had this optimism that you had inside of you was so much so that it made you act almost foolishly, right? You weren't being realistic with the optimism that you had. So you were just like, I'm going to jump off this cliff and I'm just going to grow wings on the way down. You know what I'm saying? You weren't necessarily being optimistic. You were being a little bit impulsive and not necessarily being grounded about the way you were looking at things, okay? It also feels a little bit like you were trying to run from this burden. It's okay to leave a burden if you don't want to be there anymore, but you kind of have to be upfront, right? You can't really ghost the burden, or you can't really just turn around and run away from things. Rarely does that work out in your favor, is what I think kind of happened here. A little bit. Okay, but let's just keep moving. That was the recent past. We couldn't change it if we wanted to. This is basically your backstory, okay? From there, where are we at currently? Okay, Seven of Wands. Four of Swords is going to end up being the card at the center of the read. Ten of Pentacles is the challenge. Okay, so currently you are definitely feeling as though you need to defend whatever this choice was that you made, okay? That's okay. I mean, I don't know. You're defending it from other people, meaning other people are saying that you messed up or you shouldn't have done this or that, and you're trying to defend your stance or defend whatever it is you've done here in the past, okay? That's good enough. That's fine. There's a lot of ego tied up in that, but that's okay. Not a big deal. Okay, so we're going forward. So the card at the center of your read is the Four of Swords. So obviously, this leap of faith that you took did not pan out necessarily the best, it looks like, okay? It happens to all of us at times, but that's what it looks like happened here. So that's why you're defending the fact that you made the decision, okay? And then right now it's looking like you need a minute to try to heal, rest, whatever, trying to regroup. You need to get back on your square. Like this situation somehow knocked you off your square a little bit. Nothing that major, nothing you can't snap back from, but it looks like it definitely, it was, it didn't work out the way you wanted it to necessarily. Okay, that's fine. All right, the challenge right here is the Ten of Pentacles. So it looks like in some way you took a financial hit over this fiasco. Is that what we're going to call it? I don't know, whatever it was, over this experience. It definitely affected your finance or your stability. Finances is what it looks like. So something here has made it so that you took a financial hit. So be it. That's all good. That's all fine and dandy. We'll be fine with that. Okay, Sagittarius, not a big deal. These are things you can snap back from pretty easily. Keep an eye on the ego part of it. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? Be kind of careful with the with letting your ego get the best of you. Okay. All right, what do we got here? Near future. Okay, we've got the Devil, the Nine of Wands, and the High Priestess. Okay, so you're not taking my advice. It doesn't look like with the ego thing, is what I feel like. I feel like you took this leap of faith. Even you realize it probably wasn't the wisest move, but for some reason you're bound and determined to stay with it and to try to prove everybody else wrong or something. It's a lot of egos, what it is, and that's becoming an in for the devil. Because you're not thinking rationally, and you're not, yeah. Okay, so that's, the devil's down here because it's like you're becoming obsessed, or you're not acting in your own best interest here, okay? That's what you have to change. On the current trajectory, you're determined to prove everybody wrong and stand on whatever you did, even if you know it's wrong. And what it's doing is it's, you know, putting it in, it's making it so you're putting yourself in your own way, right? How's that? That's a good way to put it. Okay, so the Ten of Wands coming this direction. Ten of Wands is the heavy burden you tried to lay down. Then you needed time to heal and rest from whatever was going on there. Now you're coming out the other side, so you've made it through. Letting go of this heavy burden has happened. Now you've gotten through the other side of it. It was a bit of a battle, but now you're just feeling quite wounded by the whole experience. So that's okay. Now we got the Star card coming this direction down to the Ten of Pentacles, and then the High Priestess. So you had too much optimism when you went into this, right? And you did take a financial loss over whatever this was that happened here. You're definitely shying away from taking accountability for whatever this ordeal is. I don't know if you had a relationship that you ran away from, or if this was a job you ran away from. I don't know what you did, but you, rather than turn and take accountability and deal with the situation, it looks like you opted to just run away from it. There you go. What do you got on the bottom? The Empress, the King of Pentacles, the Two of Cups. So this was a relationship that you ran away from. Maybe a relationship that you got into hoping it would just be fun, and, you know, things got a little bit out of hand. The next thing you knew, you were caught up and committed or something, and that wasn't what you wanted, is how I feel about this. It was intended to be a divine union. It happens. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you only get one in your life. There'll be others, but I think this is a situation where you ran from something that you had not intended to be in part of, to the degree that you were involved. And then once you had already run from it and gone in a different direction, all of a sudden you realized that maybe you didn't have it so bad after all in the beginning. You are not willing to admit that. It doesn't look to this person, though. Just not. The ego here is a bit out of control, is what I see. So this is a life lesson. That's all it is. It doesn't matter if you are watching this and you're 22 or if you're 82. I mean, we all go through life lessons. It's one of the ones we all have to learn. I've been there before. Everybody's been there. You know, if you haven't been there, then it's the one you still got to learn. So that's what's happening here. This is a lesson in learning to be grateful for the things you have, to stop and think a little bit more before you make actions, right? And to figure out how to try to keep your ego somewhat in check and take accountability for things, no matter what they are, right? The only way to learn from something and really move forward is to take accountability for it. Anyways, so that looks like, there you go. All right, what do you got for the days of the week? Sorry. There's not much you can say about it. Monday, you've got the Emperor and the Sun. So Monday is all about the fact that maybe Monday's today, so maybe this is me giving you this reading. It's you realizing that you are being stubborn for no reason. I mean, you're being a rebel without a cause, but you're being stubborn for no reason. You're letting your ego control your actions, but for what? I mean, there's not a benefit to be had from this. It's not helping anything or anyone. All it's doing is hurting everyone, especially you. That's what I see. Okay, Tuesday, you have the Eight of Pentacles and the King of Swords. But you're just determined that you're already invested in this, whatever this was, this leap of faith that you took away from the commitment you had or whatever. So you're 100% invested in the fact that you did that. You're standing on it like it's, you've taken all the emotion out of it, or you're trying to make it strictly analytical or logical. You have to fight for a sense of balance. That's always going to be your best route, right? Okay, Wednesday, what you got? Conflict and Queen of Cups. You are dealing with conflict here. A lot of it's inside of you, but not all of it. There's conflict on the outside, too. You kind of put yourself in a bad position here, it looks like. Mind you, I say all these things because this is what the card says, but I know plenty of Sagittariuses, and I'm not doubting you for a minute. You'll get right through this. You really will. It may be uncomfortable right this minute. There are definitely lessons they're trying to teach you, but this is just a speed bump in life. I mean, you're going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? It's, yeah. That's what it is. What do we got? Thursday, you've got the Five of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. So